Hello, everyone. I am Althea Waters, your host for the Focus and Fulfilled podcast. Today, I have a guest, special guest, Mr. John Papaloni. And John is going to speak to us about finding your passion, making life changes. We're going to talk about entrepreneurship. We're going to be talking about different, life lessons and business lessons that he himself would have gotten along the way. Now, John is a serial entrepreneur. He's also a coach. And I am really pleased to have him with us today. Welcome, John. John, I'm going to introduce yourself, tell my audience a little about you, and then we can continue the conversation.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me on the show. As you said, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I started off in the marketing business. My very first business was a DJ business, but that's childhood dream kind of thing, right? But so from there on, I went into the print and marketing business. I ended up being in the top 100 printers in North America for 2006, and I sold that business in 2007. I did an online business for a bit, which was pretty popular. It was doing well. Then when my parents got a little ill, I ended up sticking at home with my parents, and I kind of dropped off that business. So not long after that, when I went back to the working world, I got into real estate, and I became a real estate agent, which I still am. But my newest adventure, when I say newest as in 2021, is I'm now coaching people. So I love to help people, and I believe I can teach everything I've learned, and I'm very good at generating leads. I'm very good at generating systems. So why not pass on my knowledge to others?
Great. So you've had quite a journey, John, in terms of from a DJ to a marketer to a printer to a real estate coach. You have done it. You have done it all in those areas, and guess what? It's all different fields that I'm seeing that you'd have gone into. So there would have been a transition from different areas to where you are now. What is it in real estate that is something that is standing out for you? Why you feel so connected to that industry now?
Well, that's the thing with real estate. What I find is the one thing that's constant. And I mean, obviously, no growth is straight up. It's wavy. I mean, that's just natural and normal. But unlike stocks, as an example, real estate doesn't bottom out into zero. And even if you go close to zero, it does come back. So it's one of those things, as long as you don't need to sell it, you can't really lose. So it's the most stable investment around that we know of, at least. And I've been surrounded by real estate pretty much my whole life. My parents were landlords, so I've been used to that. And I saw what it did for them, and I found that nothing seems to be more consistent than real estate. And on top of that, that in the end, if you hold on, like the buy and hold strategy, buy it when you're young, hold it. When you're retired, you can sell it or just keep collecting rents. Regardless, that will do better than income earning. I don't believe, like my personal experience and from what I've observed, that you can't really earn your way to riches for the most part. Maybe 3% of the world can, but the other 97% can. So the advantage of being around real estate is you have the opportunity to use your earned income as collateral to build a real estate portfolio. And by building that portfolio, that alone is securing your future. And so based on that, I thought, why not help other people achieve that dream?
Yeah.
And then at a certain point, you got to think futuristic. And what's next? Because there's only I don't see myself being in my 60s and selling homes still. So I thought, why not start doing what I know and helping other people entering the market, like entering the business, should I say, and help them achieve what I've learned and help them get there. So then that'll be my next progression, which is what I'm working on now.
Yeah. Sounds very interesting. And I know for real estate, not a lot of people understand real estate, but they understand the value of owning the asset. Now, what I'm hearing you, John, is that there's a passion that you have for helping people.
Yes.
There's a passion there. what triggered that passion, and how did you realize, at which moment did you realize that, look, this is my passion?
Yeah, like I'll be honest, it was accidental. It wasn't something planned, something thought of.
Okay.
It was sort of like I said, when my parents got ill, and then I was off work. I wasn't working for about 3 years. So 3 years I'm not working, and I did not
Mhm.
want to go and do the corporate 9 to 5. But at the same time,
Okay.
what else do I do? So I thought, like, because the actual real estate investing part interested me. So I said, rather than looking at open houses for the sake of looking at them, why don't I try to find a way to make money doing it? So I got into it. And then that's when I started discovering the added benefits to it. Seeing somebody get their keys, seeing how happy they are. And
Yeah.
then, you know what I mean? That was a start. Then, I
Hmm.
mean, you get new agents come into the business, and they've got all kinds of questions. And I guess not a lot of the support is there that it should be. So as I meet them, they start
Hmm.
asking me questions, and I start answering them and start helping them. So I find myself spending a lot of time answering questions for, new people or people struggling to get the sales, struggling to find the clients. So I'm already answering it. So I thought, why not turn that into a business? And then every time I get those kind of conversations, I'm excited. So that was
Yeah.
sorry, it kind of happened accidentally.
Yeah. That's so true what you said. A lot of times when, you know, passion is also something, most times is something we stumble on,
Yes.
right? So the
Yes.
fact that you said it was accidental, most people always tell you it's something that they like it along the way, and it wasn't something planned. So you stumbled on yours is what it was accidental. But what I'm hearing also is that the fact that it was also easy. It came naturally for you when persons asked you questions. You could naturally, easily share with them and connect with them. Sometimes our passion, is one of the easiest things that we can offer to people. Sometimes we don't realize it. You
Yes.
know, we don't
Absolutely.
realize it.
I agree with you. Like, I have a philosophy. A lot of times people say, like, work on your weakness so you can get better at it. I don't believe in that. I'm not saying disregard your weakness and completely flop, but I don't believe in putting your efforts in your weakness. I believe putting your efforts in what you're strong at and become the best at it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Put your effort where you're strong at. I believe in that. Times when we focus so much on what we're not good at, we lose track of the things that we can add so much value in. We
Yes.
have so much gift and talent to the world that we can add value. But when we focus on so much of the weakness, we don't get to really capitalize on it. And it's not like you're not going to try to improve on some of the things that you're not good at. But at the same time, focus on what you're good at. I like that. You
Absolutely.
also, yeah. So it's the passion, finding your passion for some people. It's people may not realize that some of the things that they're doing so easily in life is a part of their passion. And I want us to remind persons that you should really look out for those things that are easy. You love doing and you love giving it away. Now you also moved on from finding your passion, monetizing your passion, because you realize you like to do it. So why not convert and monetize your passion? Was it easy to monetize your passion, the coaching to help people along the way? Was it easy? Were there any lessons? Were there any stumbling blocks for you?
Well, here's the thing, nothing in life is easy, whether you like it or not. Here's the difference: when you're building something, you come across the same challenges, the same work, the same hardship. The only difference is you can build something you hate or you can build something you love, but the hardship is there. But when you're building something you love doing, you'll actually put in the extra effort to go the extra mile to get that extra result. Now, one thing
Yeah.
I find that people are lacking today is patience. They want everything like
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, instant gratification. Like, I want to do it. I want to push a
Mm-hmm.
button. It's posted. Let me get likes and shares, and as if that's going to pay your bills. And they feel happy and proud about that. Reality
Yes.
is, it takes 10 years to become an overnight success,
Yes.
right? So it's when you start. you can't expect the world at the beginning. Like reality, let's be honest. If you get
Mhm.
a paying client within 90 days,
Mhm.
should be grateful, because it takes
Yes.
that amount of time to properly set up, get going, and get the word out.
Yes. Yes.
So, and it's all about patience. And you're not going to go from $0 to $1 million in 12 months, not in your first year.
Right.
And everybody expects to double your business all the time. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but typically, let's look at investments. Investments pay somewhere
Mhm.
between 4 and 12% return. So why would business be any different?
Mhm.
So, you expect the same kind of return every year. And if you get more, it's an added bonus.
Absolutely, absolutely. I like that because yes, we want to monetize, but also have to set up your structures. That's what I heard. Set up the structures, set up your processes. There's time for it to convert. So it may not convert immediately. We have to do the work, behind the scenes. It's not instant gratification, it's not instant profit, it's not instant rewards. So that
Yes.
was a good reminder for us, that even though you want to convert and you want to monetize, there will be a time for you to convert, but you have to do the work. So, all right, let me ask you, John. You're been in entrepreneurship, or you said you moved from a DJ to marketer to printer in real estate now. Tell me about one of the biggest lessons that you learned along that journey that you think could benefit others.
Okay. One thing I learned is slow and steady wins the race. And what I mean
Mm,
by that is that sometimes, like prime example, when you start the first business, you're probably starting with little to no money.
yes.
So all of a sudden, you do something right, you get a flood of money, and you think that you're going to light it up on fire. You're going to pour gasoline over and just dump more money, and you're going to triple your growth. And to be honest, you grow the same amount, you just threw more money in the pot. I mean, with the proper strategy, proper execution, you could make it grow quicker. And I'm not saying that's not possible, but it's not the more money that'll do it. It's the proper structure and the proper strategy. And I used
Yes.
to just pour money down to it, hoping it would transform. Now, I'm not going to lie and say I didn't get more for, more out of spending more.
Mhm,
But sometimes what happens is, as an example, pretend you have $100 product, and your advertising has been 50 of that, it goes to advertising. Well, now
mhm,
if you have a pile of cash, spending $300 isn't going to get that 100 product over to 500. You might get
mhm,
100 to 150.
mhm.
You might just get your $300 back. So sometimes it's more worth it just to grow slowly than it was to pour the gasoline on that with the money, because you're breaking even, so you're no further ahead,
Yeah.
right? So
Slow and steady wins the race.
absolutely. Again, you know what? I believe my formula is you put in 30% of your income towards marketing. If you do
Okay.
that, you're always having a budget for it. And as you get bigger, your budget grows. So you can
Mhm.
grow at that same percentage each and every time.
That's a good target. 30% of your budget towards marketing. A lot of times, as even entrepreneurs and business owners, persons may not even have such a budget for marketing, even in the world of media and easy communication. You still have to be targeted as to who you're connecting with, and you may have to pay to reach them, you know? So
100%.
that's a good reminder. But
We're not,
I'm going back to slow and steady wins the race.
yes.
Yeah, because I like that, and I want persons to actually realize that not only in businesses but in life sometimes. You had said put in the proper structures and put in the proper strategies and then work it through. And then you'll be able to see what are some of the lessons that are there, some of the things that you need to learn along the way to grow so that you can win the race.
Yes. And it comes down to, here's another thing I like: you're either growing or dying. And the minute you
Mm,
decide that you have nothing left to learn is the minute you
mhm.
start dying.
Yes. Yes, we're learning beings, and learning and growth goes hand in hand. And I like the fact that the minute you're not learning, you're dying. Something in you is dying.
Yes.
Something in you is dying at that point in time, or something in your business is dying at that point in time.
Right. Now, look, I can even give you an example. Look at Facebook.
Yeah.
10 years ago, you used to put a post, have 1,000 people on your friends list. You would post to 1,000 people and 4,000 people would see it. And if you're selling a product, even if 10% called you, that'd be 400 people. So you get 400 calls from that one post. Today, you can have 5,000 people on your friend list. You can post something and maybe 30 people will see it, 40 people will see it.
True.
And out of that 40, you might get 0 people calling. Look at the difference. We're in an era that's pay to play, but it's not just throwing money at it.
Yeah.
It's got to be proper strategy, and you got to be talking to people before. Like I said, early 10 years ago, 15 years ago, to sell a product, the message would be buy, or sell, and 50% off, 25% off, 2 for 1, 3 for 1, and that would get people's attention.
Yeah.
Today, that just gets you blocked. Right? Nobody likes it. Nobody likes that inbox message saying, hey, I can help your clients with this. I can help your clients with that. I don't even know you. Why would I want to bother with you? Right?
Yes.
It's relationships today. People want to see what value you provide. So to do that, you got to be consistent, constant content. And you have to show people, you got to be talking to the clients, not talking about your product. Talk about your market and what they want to hear about. And, whether it's education, whether it's opportunities, whether it's what's going on in the area, events that can help them, that's relative to your market, whatever it is, you have to speak to them in their language and what they're looking for and how that solves their problem, not yours. Right.
Yeah.
But again, we're in an era where things have changed. So now if you weren't willing to learn, you'd still go online and the message would still be buy, sell, 20% off, or I can help your clients with this. You got to give me a call. It would be the same result. And guess what? I'm not saying it doesn't work, but if you have to spend 6 months doing that to get one person to buy versus changing your message, learning learning the different path, and you can do the same turnaround in a month.
Yeah.
Because more people will be aware of you.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you want it? Why not take the path of least resistance?
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
Tried and true.
Absolutely. So we realize that in this day and age, the marketing and engagement strategy has to be different.
100%. Yeah. Again, let me be honest. I'm not married to any platform. If Facebook went bankrupt tomorrow, or Instagram went bankrupt tomorrow, or they decided that it's a paid platform and everybody leaves, I couldn't care less. I just look for where the attention is.
Yeah.
So, and that's all I care about. Wherever the attention is where I'm going to go.
Yeah. And that's important for you to know as a business owner too, that you need to know where it goes. There are a lot of people who believe that they need to be on every single platform, and they are showing up there, but the energy that it takes to be on every different platform does not work. You need to probably just look back, look at the strategy, look at what has been working for you, and work that certain platform for your business. It's okay not to be on every platform, guys. It's okay not to be on every platform. Now, John, as we're going through and we realize that, even in this day and age, a lot of people struggle to even start their business or get it going. Is there anything from your perspective that you could share to help them build momentum in their businesses?
At the end of the day, it's consistency. Like when you start your business, make sure you have enough cash flow. It should be enough to last about 6 months. If you don't have 6 months cash flow and you have a job, start your business in the evening. You know what? You work 9 to 5, work on your business from 7 to midnight. You got 5 to 7 to travel home, to have dinner, and then you can get started on your passion. And then once you build enough where you have your cash flow, saved up to last you that 6 months, and you got some revenue coming in, you can you can take the leap and start building from there. Now, consistency is always key. Don't take things personal, because sometimes you start a business and, oh, my mom's going to buy it, my dad's going to buy it, my sister's going to buy it, my friends are going to buy
Yeah.
it. And sometimes what ends up happening is they don't buy it, right?
Mhm.
Like they end up, or they don't need it at that time. It doesn't mean they won't support you. You may just be asking when they don't need it.
Yes.
Sometimes you could be new and they're scared. It depends on the investment. Like we'll take a house. If you're a realtor and you're selling a home these days, average home is like $1 million. Now, if you're doing your first deal and this is all the money that person has and they're scared, they may not feel comfortable and they may be embarrassed. Maybe they have an aunt that does it and they don't want to, they don't want to face the aunt after using their friend because they're going to feel embarrassed. So maybe
Okay.
they feel obligated to use their aunt. There could be many reasons. It's not always personal. Sometimes people want you to have more experience before they come to you. So your first 3, 4 deals, they're going to just sit there and watch to see what happens. After your 3, 4 deals come in and they see you have experience, they might start asking questions. They may be ready then. They may come to you afterwards. So it's one of those things that you just got to be you, be true to you, be passionate for yourself. Don't do it for others. Do it for you and what you can do for others, not doing it for others. If that,
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Consistency in your business, continue to show up in your business, continue to do the work until persons build trust in you and be your own brand and continue to be true and authentic to who you are, and your clients will come to you. That's what I got from all you said. Um, John, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you on my platform. But before we go, tell us about the business that you're currently in and how we can contact you.
okay. So now the business I'm in is coaching. I mainly serve realtors and mortgage brokers. I came up with a name because actually a colleague of mine came up with the name for me and I liked it. It's called Just Ask John. And
Okay.
the theory around it is that I've been helping people when they're stuck, right? So it's always sort of like, okay, what do we do? We don't know. Okay, well, let's just ask John. So it kind of built up that way. And it's such a catchy thing. I kind of went with it. I'm still in,
Yes.
to be honest, I'm still in my building stage. It started this year. I mean, I'm maybe 2 months into it. So
Okay.
my official launch where everything's set is January of 2022. I'll have my
Okay.
soft launch at the end of November.
Okay, awesome. Just ask John. I love it. I love it. John, it
Thank you.
has been my absolute pleasure to host you on Focused and Fulfilled. Again, my guest was John Papaloni. I'm Althea Waters, your host. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. And we look forward to you joining us again soon. Bye. Talk soon.
Bye. Thank you.